Hello to myself and everybody else. This is video 139. So far, again, we're still looking at the stuff from the free code camp videos, and so far this topic is on virtual functions and using default arguments. Basically, this video kind of just talks about why you really shouldn't do this, but just basically still just talk about it and just show it anyway. So basically, this is the whole thing here. So main.cpp, I'll just go ahead and just have this on the screen. I'll just go ahead and scroll down everything right now. And then go over to the other one, which is base.h. Then we have base.cpp. Then derived.h. And then derived.cpp. Okay. Base again in the base file here, again, just kind of simple, where it's just like a constructor, deconstructor, and basically a function called function called add that takes in two parameters, a double for A and a double for B. So our A equals 5 and B equals 5. And all it does is basically return A plus B plus 1, which should be 11. And then derived, basically inherits from base. Same thing, has a function called add, which can override the other one. And again, this one has A equals 10 and B equals 10. And basically it returns A plus B plus 2, which should be 22. So basically that's the whole thing with this. And basically with this and everything too, I'm not going to comment stuff out because it'll take a while. But again, I have the notes and stuff here on the side. Basically, the whole thing is that, like, if you use a base pointer and use polymorphism, and basically try to print out basically like something here and everything too as well, like with the first and everything too and all, we try to print out hold on, my mind blanked for a second. Alright, so yeah, so basically what I'm saying is that, like, with this and everything stuff right here, basically again using base, making an object called base pointer 1, and it's basically using derived. Base pointer is using the add function from derived, and from here we're basically getting a 12. In reality, we're supposed to get 22, because again, if it uses add and stuff from here, it'll be 2 10s plus 2, which will be 22. And instead, what we're end up going to get is a 12, because it's taking 5 from the base, from base.h and everything here. It's taking both of the 5s, and then it's adding 2 from this. So that's basically the whole thing and stuff there too, using polymorphism and stuff with that. It basically starts mixing information, everything and stuff as well, where it's going to take the information from the base, or the parent class, and then use the function, just not the information and everything as well from the child class. Same thing, we use a reference and stuff as well. It does the exact same thing. It'll give us 12, basically taking 5 from the base and then just using the 2 from the derived. Again, I'll go ahead and just run this and stuff too, and I can just like minimize it. All that. Yeah, so up here and everything too and all, it says derive add was called, and we get 12, because again, it took 5 and 5 from the base, and then the 2 from derived, which is not what we wanted. We wanted to use 10 and 10 from derived. Same thing right here, derived add does the exact same thing if we use a reference and everything. Then right here, if we use a raw object and everything like that as well, or just say base is base 3, or an object called base 3 using base. And we basically try to use add from the base. We'll basically get an 11 and everything right here, which is exactly what we want and everything too, because again, just straight up using a raw object, we're using base, so we're using the add from base, which would be 5 plus 5 plus 1, which would give us 11. So that's what we want, but we just have to use it just directly like this. Really no polymorphism or anything. We're just directly just saying use it from here. Same thing, direct object, using static binding and everything. So basically saying derived to, using derived, use add from derived h over here, and just print it out, in which again we get 22. So basically again, if we want the actual parameters and everything in the function, we have to use basically static binding. Polymorphism really wouldn't work with it. It basically says use raw object, using raw objects, slicing, use static binding. Same thing and stuff here and everything as well. Just again saying base 1 equals derived 2. So basically this up here. Result base 1 add. And basically we're getting 11 because slicing occurs and derived class is cut off. So basically this and everything too, it's just that like it would just cut off part of what we want and everything. So basically just to summarize this and everything too, just using just like just basically using like just arguments like this inside of polymorphism can lead to problems, basically making us have to use static binding, won't be able to use polymorphism. And basically the video just said we really shouldn't do this anyway because it just makes the code kind of more confusing for people. So again, that's just the main thing just wanted to show. Just like if you try to use like things like this side of, you know, polymorphism and inheriting and everything like that. So that was mostly it. So to myself and everybody else, see you in the next one.